sorry so much that a law was passed in 2009 declaring that an apology can't be used as evidence of admission to guilt. Back when dinosaurs existed, there used to be volcanoes that were erupting on the moon. The only letter that doesn't appear on the periodic table is J. One habit of intelligent humans is being easily annoyed by people around them, but saying nothing in order to avoid a meaningless argument. If a polar bear and a grizzly bear mate, their offspring is called a busy bear. In 2006, a Coca-Cola employee offered to sell Coca-Cola secrets to Pepsi. Pepsi responded by notifying Coca-Cola. There were 2 AI chatbots created by Facebook to talk to each other, but they were shut down after they started communicating in a language they made for themselves. AI is terrifying. Nintendo trademarked the phrase "it's on" like Donkey Kong in 2010. Fact number 10. Daniel Radcliffe was allergic to his Harry Potter glasses. He had an allergy to nickel. The famous line in Titanic from Leonardo DiCaprio, "I'm king of the world," was improvised. A single strand of spaghetti is called a spaghetto. Hershey's Kisses are named that after the kissing sound the deposited chocolate makes as it falls from the machine on the conveyor belt. Princess Peach didn't move until 1988. Designers believed it was too complicated to make her a movable character. My stomach, nice noises there, you're welcome. To leave a party without telling anyone is called, in English, a French exit. In French, it's called partir à l'anglais, to leave like the English. If you cut down a cactus in Arizona, you'll be penalised up to 25 years in jail. It is similar to cutting down a protected tree species. The Buddha, commonly depicted in statues and pictures, is a different person entirely. The real Buddha was actually incredibly skinny because of self-deprivation. In Colorado, USA, there is still an active volcano. It last erupted about the same time as the pyramids were being built in Egypt. The first movie ever to put out a motion picture soundtrack was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Fact number 20. If you point your car keys to your head, it increases the remote's signal range. This works by using your brain to act as a radio transmitter. Fruit stickers are edible, though the same as any fruit. Washing prior to eating is recommended. The glue used for them is regulated by the FDA. The scientific anteater, the scientific name for anteater is, Myrmecophaga tridactyla. This means ant-eating with 3 fingers. Astronaut is a compound word derived from the 2 ancient Greek words astro meaning star and naut meaning sailor. So astronaut literally means star sailor. The flashes of coloured light you see when you rub your eyes are called phosphenes. At birth, a baby panda is smaller than a mouse. Iceland does not have a railway system. The largest known prime number has 17,425,170 digits. Forrest Fenn, an art dealer and author, hid a treasure chest in the Rocky Mountains worth over $1 million, and it has still never been found. By the way, I haven't checked the date on these facts, so let's take them with a pinch of salt. Do your own research if you want. The lead singer of The Offspring started attending school to achieve a doctorate in molecular biology species of spider that has been classified as vegetarian. There is a boss in Metal Gear Solid 3 which can be defeated by not playing the game for a week or by changing the date. I used to do that on Smurf Village to get loads of berries. The Roman-Persian Wars are the longest in history, lasting over 680 years. They began in 54 BC and ended in 628 AD. Elvis was originally blonde. He started colouring his hair black for an edgier look. Sometimes he would touch it up himself using shoe polish. If you translate Jesus from Hebrew to English, the correct translation is Joshua. The name Jesus comes from translating the name from Hebrew to Greek to Latin, then to English. Ed Sheeran bought a ticket to LA with no contacts. He was spotted by Jamie Foxx, who offered him the use of his recording studio and a bed in his Hollywood home for 6 weeks. In fact, number 40. German chocolate cake is named after an American baker by the name of Samuel German. The first service animals were established in Germany during World War I. References to service animals date as far back as the mid-16th century. An 11-year-old girl proposed the name for Pluto after the Roman god of the underworld. The voice actor of SpongeBob and the voice actor of Karen, Plankton's computer wife, have been married since 1995. An Italian banker, Gilberto Bashira, is considered a modern-day Robin Hood. Over the course of 7 years, he secretly diverted €1 million to poorer clients from the wealthy ones, so they could qualify for loans. He made no profit and avoided jail in 2018 due to a plea bargain. Octopuses and squids have beaks. The beak is made of keratin, the same material that a bird's beak and our fingernails are made out of. An estimated 50% of all gold ever mined on Earth came from a single plateau in South Africa, Witwatersrand. 75% of the world's diet is produced from just 12 plant and 5 different animal species. The original Star Wars premiered on just 32 screens across the US in 1977. This was to produce buzz as the release widened to more theatres. The British government coined the slogan, "Keep calm and carry on," during World War II in order to motivate citizens to stay strong. And fact number 50. Apple paid a couple $1.7 million for their plot of land, which was only worth $181,000. Tirana, the capital of Albania, has a lot of things in common with other European capitals, except one. It's one of 2 capitals without a McDonald's. The second is Vatican City. Depending on the day, it may well have a McDonald's by now. Sour Patch Kids are from the same manufacturer as Swedish Fish. The red Sour Patch Kids are the same candy as Swedish Fish, but with sour sugar. The largest Japanese population outside of Japan stands at 1.6 million people who live in Brazil. Ikea is an acronym which stands for Ingvar Kamprad Elmdarid Agunarid, which is the founder's name, farm where he grew up, and hometown. In 2009, Stephen Hawking held a reception for time travellers but didn't publicise it until after. This way, only those who could time travel would be able to attend. Nobody else attended. It's very clever. Violin bows are commonly made from horsehair. There are less than 30 ships in the Royal Canadian Navy, which are less than most third world countries. Larry the Cable Guy's real name is Daniel Lawrence Whitney. was 11 years old at the time of the election. He is also the only person to have been the Pope more than once. There were only 9 developers on the team for GoldenEye 007 of the Nintendo 64. Costa Coffee employs Gennaro Belliccia as a coffee taster, who has had his tongue insured for £10 million since 2009. Johnny Cash only took 3 voice lessons before his teacher advised him to stop taking lessons and to never deviate from his natural voice. There is an island called Just Enough Room, where there's just enough room for a tree and a house. People who post their fitness routine on Facebook are more likely to have psychological problems. Medieval chastity belts are a myth. A great majority of examples now existing were made in the 18th and 19th centuries as jokes. Nowadays, millionaires with just $1 million aren't considered wealthy anymore by most Americans. Now the typical American sees at least $2.4 million as wealthy. I imagine that's probably higher now from when this was written. Hanna-Barbera pitched the Flintstones to networks for 8 weeks before it was finally picked up. It became the first ever animated show to air during prime time. There is a company that sells mirrors that make people look 10 pounds thinner. Overall, the mirrors have contributed to 54% of total sales for retailers that use it. There's no period in Dr. Pepper. It was removed because the old logo font made it look like D-I:"Pepper. There is an underwater version of rugby, unsurprisingly called Underwater Rugby. Wow, mind blown. Standing around actually burns calories. On average, a 150-pound person burns 114 calories per hour while standing and doing absolutely nothing. That's reassuring. Although GPS is free for the world to use, it costs $2 million per day to operate. The money comes from the American tax revenue. In World War II, Germany tried to collapse the British economy by dropping millions of counterfeit bills over London. That's pretty jokes, actually. The human eye is so sensitive that if the earth were flat and it was a dark night, a candle's flame could be seen from 30 miles away. When Space Invaders was created, Tomohiro Nishikado left in the lag caused by more invaders on the screen in order to create a greater difficulty in the games. The colour red doesn't really make bulls angry. They are colourblind. 65% of kids with autism are left-handed, and only 10% of people in general are left-handed. In 2007, Scotland spent £125,000 devising a new national slogan. The winning entry was, "Welcome to Scotland." Wow, incredible. Until 2016, the Happy Birthday song was not for public use, meaning prior to 2016, the song was copyrighted and you had to pay a license to use it. When mice live in the wild, they typically only live for about 6 months. There is a punctuation mark used to signify irony or sarcasm that looks like a backwards question mark. Lettuce is a member of the sunflower family. Researchers have found that flossing your teeth can help your memory. Flossing prevents gum disease, which prevents stiff blood cell vessels, which cause memory loss. Wow. A cluster of bananas is called a hand. Along that theme, a single banana is called a finger. The Hobbit has been published in 2 editions. In the first edition, Gollum willingly bet on his ring in the riddle game. official flag. A wildlife technician named Richard Thomas took the famous tongue twister, "How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?" and calculated a rough estimate of what the answer would actually be. It came out to be around £700. Red Solo cups are a common souvenir to bring back from the United States. The novelty comes from the cups being used in many party scenes in movies. Swedish meatballs originated from a recipe King Charles XII brought back from Turkey in the early 1800s. Fact number 90. St. Lucia is the only country in the world named after a woman. Those cute furry bits inside a cat's ears are called ear furnishings. They ensure that dirt doesn't go inside and also helps them to hear well. Scientists discovered sharks that are living in an active underwater volcano. Divers cannot investigate because they would get burns from the acidity and heat. There are times when Pluto is closer to the Sun than Neptune. One of these timelines was from 1979 to 1999. There is a town in Nebraska called Manawi with a population of 1. The only resident is a woman who is the mayor, bartender and librarian. The Ethiopian calendar is 7.5 years behind the Gregorian calendar due to the fact that it has 13 months. In 1994, the company that had a patent on gifts tried to charge a fee for using gifts. The B&G was invented as an alternative and the company backed down. China is spending $3 billion to build panda-shaped solar farms in order to get more young people interested in renewable energy. Mercury and Venus are the only 2 planets in our solar system that do not have any moons. The average American child is given $3.70 per tooth that falls out. And fact number 100, to properly write adjectives in order, you would list them by amount, value, size, temperature, age, shape, colour, origin, and material. The world's first motel is in San Luis Obispo, which was built in 1925. When opened, it cost $1.25 for a 2-room bungalow with a kitchen and a private adjoining garage. Scotland was one of the few countries able to hold off being conquered by the Romans in the 1st century AD. That is my dog trying to get in. I Will Always Love You was originally written and recorded in 1973 by Dolly Parton. It was written as a farewell to her mentor of 7 years. Opposites attract is a common myth. People are actually attracted to people who look like family members or those with a similar personality type. A bit weird, but okay. Llamas can be used as guards against coyote attacks on sheepherds. Studies have proven that just one guard llama is an effective protector and can even kill the attacking coyotes. The unique smell of rain actually comes from plant oils, bacteria and ozone. Vanilla flavouring is sometimes made with the urine of beavers. If you heat up a magnet, it will lose its magnetism. This sounds like a bloody kennel in the background, apologies if you can hear that. The most expensive virtual object is Club Never Die in the Entropia universe, which is worth $630,000. It was originally bought at $10,000. When we're talking about virtual objects, I'm pretty sure there are now NFTs which are more expensive than that. Cruise ships have morgues that can store up to 10 bodies at once. The average amount of people that die on cruise ships per year is 200. Birds are the closest living relatives of the crocodilians, as well as the descendants of extinct dinosaurs. feathers. This makes them the only surviving dinosaurs. Small as they may be, ladybugs have a unique smell that humans are incredibly sensitive to. During World War II, a naval destroyer won a battle against a Japanese submarine by throwing potatoes at them. The Japanese thought they were grenades. The Marshall Mothers Foundation for At-Risk and Disadvantaged Youth was founded by Eminem. A man with severe OCD and a phobia of germs attempted to commit suicide with a gun to his head. Instead of killing him, the bullet eliminated his mental illness without any other damage. Now that's what I call luck. Don't go trying it though. Since 1955, 50% of the population of Niger is consistently under 16 years old. The total current population is 21,600,000. Again, it's probably changed. The author of Mary Had a Little Lamb, Sarah Josepha Hale, is most responsible for the creation of Thanksgiving being a national holiday. The oldest unopened bottle of wine was found in a Roman tomb that is over 1,650 years old. Chicken Run is the highest grossing stop-motion animated film, even beating The Nightmare Before Christmas. And into the last few facts now. Nobody knows how the Academy Awards came to be referred to as the Oscars. The earliest mention was 1932, but was made official in 1939. More tornadoes occur in the United Kingdom per square mile than any other country in the world. Owners of personalised licence plates in Uganda are facing a tax increase of over 300%, which will raise the tax from $1,498 to $5,992. Unpopularised by the Shakespeare play, many people think Julius Caesar's last words were, "And you, Brutus?" In reality, he said, "You too, my child."